Hi, and now we conclude chapter 8 of The Joy of Love. Have you been someone who has felt condemned because your marriage is not lived according to the teachings of the church? Maybe you've been divorced. Maybe your spouse does not want to get married in the church, and you don't know what to do about this. So you're living your marriage to the best of your ability. Maybe you know a couple who is living together without the bonds of marriage, and you're wondering how to reach out to them. Well, here Pope Francis is addressing one of the things that hold us back from truly walking with them in a pastoral, caring way to help people grow closer to Christ and stronger in love and stronger in their understanding of the church's teachings about the gospel ideal for marriage and family. Maybe you grew up hearing that divorce means that you're no longer welcome in church. Maybe you've heard that it's a mortal sin to get divorced and remarried without the church's blessing. This is what Pope Francis is talking about here. He says in paragraph 301 that because of pastoral concerns, because of the need to show the mercy of God in helping people to grow in their understanding of marriage, he says that it can no longer simply be said that all those in any irregular situation are living in a state of mortal sin and are deprived, therefore, of sanctifying grace. More is involved here than mere ignorance of the rule. A subject, a person, may know full well the rule, yet have great difficulty in understanding its inherent values. Or that person may be in a concrete situation which does not allow him or her to act differently and decide otherwise without further sin. Because after all, it can become a further sin to tell a spouse that they're a bad person because they disagree with us about the need to get married in the Catholic Church. Trying to do the right thing sometimes leads to other sins. And this is what we need to acknowledge. This is where mercy comes in. This is where patience comes in. And this is where walking with the couples come in to help them wend their way through the challenges, to find their way to living out the truth. In paragraph 305, Pope Francis says that a pastor cannot feel that it is enough simply to apply moral laws to those living in irregular situations, as if they were stones to throw at people's lives. And let's move on to the bottom of that paragraph, where he says, by thinking that everything is black and white, we sometimes close off the way of grace and of growth, and discourage paths of sanctification which give glory to God. Let us remember that a small step in the midst of great human limitations can be more pleasing to God than a life which appears outwardly in order, but moves through the day without confronting great difficulties. In other words, anybody who is making some kind of step forward in love, in understanding the gospel message about marriage and the church's teachings about love within marriage, within the sacrament of marriage, any step forward in that direction is very pleasing to God. Therefore, it should be pleasing to us. This is where our thoughts need to go, not on what they're doing wrong, but what they're doing right. And if you have felt condemned, you know what I'm talking about. You who have felt the pain of condemnation by others, you have a calling now to minister to those who also are in danger of feeling condemned or have left the church because they felt condemned. You have the calling to get to know what the beloved church is offering you that helps you heal, and in turn invite others to come to that. Pastoral care leads to evangelization and growth, and we need to embrace every positive step forward, because this is what leads to confidence, this is what leads to hope, and hope leads to change. Hope enables people to do what they need to do to make the changes that are necessary to live out the fullness of what God has in mind for them.